There is an ancient rhythm that governs all things, the tides, the seasons, the breath of the earth itself. And at the center of that rhythm is the moon. For as long as humans have looked to the heavens for guidance, the moon has been our mirror, waxing and waning, rising and falling, revealing and concealing. And those who work with tarot, those who listen deeply to the cards, have always known that the moon and the deck speak the same language. Tonight we walk through the 5 sacred phases of the lunar cycle, and in each phase you will learn what the moon asks of you, what questions the cards can answer, and what magic becomes possible when you align your practice with the oldest rhythm there is. This is not theory, this is ritual. This is how tarot was always meant to be read. Let us begin. The new moon rises in darkness, invisible, silent, and yet alive with potential. This is the moment of pure beginning, the seed buried deep in black soil, the first breath before a word is spoken, the blank page that holds every story not yet written. The new moon asks you to dream, to set your intentions, to call forward what wishes to be born in this cycle. And tarot, at this threshold, becomes a lantern in the dark. It does not show you the entire path, only the first step, and that is enough. The questions you bring to the cards at new moon should be questions of possibility. What wants to grow through me this month? What quality am I being called to embody? What is ready to begin that I cannot yet see? Where should I place my focus, my energy, my devotion? You are not asking for certainty. You are asking for direction, for a whisper of guidance from the unseen. A simple ritual for the new moon: light a single candle, shuffle your deck in silence, pull 3 cards. The first shows what you are releasing from the cycle that has passed. The second reveals what you are calling forward into this new one. The third offers the action, the practice, the devotion that will bring it to life. Write these cards down. Speak them aloud if you are alone. Let them settle into your bones, and return to them at the full moon to see what has shifted, what has bloomed, what has been revealed. The new moon loves beginnings, and the cards held in your hands during this darkest night carry the blueprints of everything that is trying to become. And now the moon begins to grow. Night by night, a sliver of light returns. This is the waxing phase, the time of expansion, of momentum, of all things reaching upward toward fullness. What was planted in darkness now pushes through the earth. What was whispered in silence now takes shape in the world. The waxing moon is action. It is building. It is the steady work of becoming. And tarot, during this phase, speaks in the language of movement. It shows you what to do, where to step, how to direct the energy that is rising within you and around you. The questions you ask during the waxing moon should be questions of progress. What do I need to do to bring this intention into form? What is supporting my growth? What is blocking my path, and how do I move through it? Where am I being called to show up with courage, with consistency, with faith? This is not a time for hesitation. The waxing moon does not reward stillness. It rewards motion. And the cards will reflect that. They will point you forward. They will show you the next right step. A sacred spread for the waxing moon. Lay 5 cards in a line like a path stretching before you. The first card is where you stand now. The second shows what supports your momentum. The third reveals what slows you down. The fourth speaks to what you must focus on this week. And the fifth whispers where this path leads if you continue to walk it with intention. The waxing moon is also the phase of connection, of collaboration, of saying yes to opportunities that feel aligned. If you are wondering whether to reach out to someone, whether a partnership will flourish, whether to step into something new, ask the cards now. The energy is open, receptive, generous. But beware the shadow of the waxing moon. Impatience. When the energy is this forward moving, it is easy to want everything now, to rush, to push, to demand that growth happen faster than the natural rhythm allows. If your reading feels frantic, if the cards seem to pile task upon task upon task, pause, breathe. Remember that the moon does not sprint toward fullness. It moves steadily, inevitably in its own time, and so must you. And then comes the night when the moon is whole, when every inch of her face is illuminated, when nothing is hidden and everything is seen. The full moon is revelation. It is the moment of maximum light and maximum truth. This is the phase when secrets surface, when clarity arrives whether you were ready for it or not, when everything that has been building reaches its peak and demands to be witnessed. And tarot under the full moon does not lie. It does not soften, it does not turn away. It shows you what is, in all its beauty and all its difficulty, and it asks you to meet it with open eyes. The questions you bring to the full moon should be questions of truth. What do I need to see clearly right now? What has come to fruition in this cycle? What is being revealed that I have been avoiding? Where have I been deceiving myself, and what does the truth ask of me? The full moon is also the moment of culmination, of harvest, of recognizing what has reached completion. Some things end at full moon not because they failed, but because they succeeded. They became what they were meant to become, and now their time is done. If you are facing a decision, if you stand at a crossroads, if you need to know the truth of a situation, ask the cards at full moon. The fog will lift, the illusions will fall away, and what remains will be exactly what you need to see, even if it is not what you hoped. A mirror ritual for the full moon. Pull 3 cards and let them reflect the truth back to you. The first card shows what you are seeing clearly for the first time. The second reveals what this clarity is asking you to release. The third speaks to what you are being called to celebrate, to honor, to claim as yours. The full moon does not ask permission, it illuminates. And sometimes that light is uncomfortable. Sometimes it shows you things you would rather not see. But discomfort is not the same as wrongness, and the cards, bathed in that unrelenting light, will always tell you what you need to know. If you are in the grip of strong emotion, anger, grief, desperation, wait a day before you read. The full moon amplifies everything, and a reading done in high emotion will reflect that intensity back at you in ways that may not serve your clarity. Let the first wave pass. The truth will still be there waiting when you are ready to meet it. The full moon passes, and slowly, steadily, the light begins to withdraw. The moon wanes. She shrinks back into herself, and the energy shifts from outward to inward, from doing to undoing, from holding to releasing. This is the sacred time of letting go. The waning moon teaches us that not everything is meant to be carried. That release is not failure. It is wisdom. That there is holiness in the emptying, in the clearing, in the return to simplicity. And tarot during the waning moon becomes a gentle hand at your back. It does not push, it does not demand. It simply shows you what you are still holding that no longer serves you, and it whispers that it is safe to set it down. The questions you ask during the waning moon should be questions of release. What am I ready to let go of? What belief, what pattern, what relationship has run its course? What is draining my energy that I have been too afraid to name? What do I no longer need to prove, to defend, to carry? The waning moon does not punish you for holding on too long. It simply offers you the opportunity to soften your grip, to exhale, to make space for what is coming. A clearing ritual for the waning moon. Pull 2 cards. The first shows what you are ready to release. The second reveals what becomes possible when you do. Sit with these cards. Write them in your journal. Speak them aloud if it feels right. And then, if you are called to, perform a small act of release. Burn a piece of paper, wash your hands, open a window, and let the old air out. The waning moon is also the time to return to your tarot journal, to look back at the readings you did earlier in the cycle, to see what came true, what shifted, what resolved itself in ways you did not expect. This kind of reflection deepens your relationship with the cards because you begin to see the patterns, the themes, the language that is uniquely yours. Some fear the waning moon. They mistake release for loss. But release is not loss. Release is how you make room. It is how you lighten the load. It is how you prepare for the new cycle that is already on its way. If your reading during the waning moon feels heavy or confrontational, do not turn away. The cards are not punishing you. They are showing you a truth you have been carrying in silence. And now, finally, you have permission to put it down. And then comes the darkest night. The 2 or 3 days before the new moon, when the sky is black and the moon has disappeared entirely from view. This is the dark moon, the void, the ending before the beginning, the breath held before the exhale. And this, more than any other phase, is the one that asks you to stop, to rest, to be still. The dark moon is not a time for seeking, it is a time for surrendering, for trusting that clarity will return when the cycle begins again, for honoring the part of you that does not need to know, does not need to do, does not need to understand. If you pull cards during the dark moon, do so gently. A single card, a quiet question. What do I need to honor in this stillness? What wants to remain hidden for now? What is dissolving in the darkness so that something new can be born? The dark moon is also the phase of shadow work, if you are called to it. This is the time when the unconscious rises closest to the surface, when the things you have been avoiding, suppressing, denying become visible in the dark. If you choose to ask the cards about your shadow during this phase, make sure you are grounded. Make sure you are held, because what surfaces may be difficult to see. But for most of us, most of the time, the dark moon is simply an invitation to rest, to hold your deck without asking it for anything, to sit in silence and feel the weight of the cards in your hands and trust that this quiet is sacred too. Some of the most profound tarot work happens in the absence of reading, in the moments when you are not asking questions but simply being present with the deck. The dark moon teaches you that presence. When you begin to work with your tarot practice this way, something shifts. You stop forcing the cards to speak when the energy is not there. You stop asking the same question over and over, confused by contradictory answers, because now you understand that each phase holds a different kind of truth. You begin to notice rhythms, that certain cards appear more often at full moon, that your new moon readings feel like whispers and your waning moon readings feel like goodbyes, that the dark moon asks you to close the book and the new moon invites you to open it again. And most importantly, your readings become rituals, not tasks, not anxious question-asking sessions, but sacred moments when you align yourself with the oldest rhythm there is and let it guide you. The moon has been turning since before tarot existed, since before humans existed. And when you let that ancient turning guide your practice, everything becomes simpler, clearer, more aligned with the way things actually are. You do not need to track every phase perfectly. You do not need to perform elaborate rituals. You simply need to notice, to look up at the night sky, to ask yourself, where is the moon tonight? And what is she asking of me? The cards are always ready, but the moon tells you when to listen.